Hello, this is day 38 of Bible in 1 Year. Our Bible text for today, Leviticus chapters 1 to 3, and then Matthew chapter 24, verses 1 to 28. So let's pray first. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for this day. Thank you for this Sunday, another day for us to study your word and to fellowship with our fellow Christians. And Lord, we thank you for the messages that we've had today. Thank you for the service that you've allowed us to do and for us to be able to share the Word of God with the visitors and with the children. I pray, Lord, that those who heard the message earlier, kayo po Panginoon humipo sa kanilang puso, kayo po ang magligtas sa kanila if they are your chosen people, Lord. And Lord, continue to pray for the salvation of our lost loved ones, especially my family. And also, I continue to pray for their health, safety, and protection po, and for the recovery of my father, and also provision po ng aming mga pangangailangan. And the same goes for everyone who contributes to the work of the church po. And also, Lord, we ask for forgiveness sa aming po mga pagkakasala, aming mga pagkukulang sa araw-araw. Nawa po ay gabayan nyo kami upang mapagtagumpayan po namin ang mga pagsubok na yun. And Lord, thank you for all the lessons that you have allowed us to learn through the years. And also, as we read your word for today, kayo po Panginoon na magbigay ng kaliwanagan upang ito po aming maunawaan at ma-apply po namin sa aming araw-araw na pamumuhay. Salamat po Panginoon. This we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Okay, so it's Sunday. Wasn't able to do the Bible reading early in the morning. So right now it's already around 9 p.m. and we're still going to do this. Alright, Leviticus chapter 1. And the Lord called unto Moses, and spake unto him out of the tabernacle of the congregation, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, If any man of you bring an offering unto the Lord, ye shall bring your offering of the cattle, even of the herd, and of the flock. If his offering be a burnt sacrifice of the herd, let him offer a male without blemish. He shall offer it of his own voluntary will at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation before the Lord. And he shall put his hand upon the head of the burnt offering, and it shall be accepted for him to make atonement for him. And he shall kill the bullock before the Lord, and the priest, Aaron's sons, shall bring the blood and sprinkle the blood round about upon the altar that is by the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall flay the burnt offering, and cut it into his pieces. And the sons of Aaron the priest shall put fire upon the altar, and lay the wood in order upon the fire. And the priest Aaron's son shall lay the parts, the head and the fat, in order upon the wood that is on the fire which is upon the altar. But his inwards and his legs shall he wash in water, and the priest shall burn all on the altar to be a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. And if his offering be of the flocks, namely, of the sheep or of the goats, for a burnt sacrifice, he shall bring it a male without blemish, and he shall kill it on the side of the altar, northward before the Lord. And the priest Aaron's son shall sprinkle his blood round about upon the altar. And he shall cut it into his pieces with his head and his fat, and the priest shall lay them in order on the wood that is on the fire, which is upon the altar. But he shall wash the inwards and the legs with water, and the priest shall bring it all, and burn it upon the altar. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. And if the burnt sacrifice for his offering to the Lord be of fowls, then he shall bring his offering of turtle doves or of young pigeons. And the priest shall bring it unto the altar, and wring off his head, and burn it on the altar, and the blood thereof shall be wrung out at the side of the altar. And he shall pluck away his crop with his feathers, and cast it beside the altar on the east part, by the place of the ashes. And he shall cleave it with the wings thereof, but shall not divide it asunder. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar, upon the wood that is upon the fire. It is a burnt sacrifice, an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. Chapter 2. And when any will offer a meat offering unto the Lord, his offering shall be of fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it, and put frankincense thereon. And he shall bring it to Aaron's sons the priests, and he shall take thereout his handful of the flour thereof, and of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof, and the priest shall burn the memorial of it upon the altar, to be an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. And the remnant of the meat offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of the offerings of the Lord made by fire. And if thou bring an oblation of a meat offering baken in the oven, it shall be unleavened cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, or unleavened wafers anointed with oil. And if thy oblation be a meat offering baken in a pan, it shall be of fine flour unleavened, mingled with oil. Thou shalt part it in pieces, and pour oil thereon. It is a meat offering. And if thy oblation be a meat offering baken in the frying pan, it shall be made of fine flour with oil. And thou shalt bring the meat offering that is made of these things unto the Lord, and when it is presented unto the priest, he shall bring it unto the altar. And the priest shall take from the meat offering a memorial thereof, and shall burn it upon the altar. It is an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. And that which is left of the meat offering shall be Aaron's and his sons. It is a thing most holy of the offerings of the Lord made by fire. No meat offering which ye shall bring unto the Lord shall be made with leaven, for ye shall burn no leaven nor any honey in any offering of the Lord made by fire. As for the oblation of the first fruits, ye shall offer them unto the Lord, but they shall not be burnt on the altar for a sweet savour. And every oblation of thy meat offering shall thou season with salt, neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the covenant of thy God to be lacking from thy meat offering. With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt. And if thou offer a meat offering of thy first fruits unto the Lord, thou shalt offer for the meat offering of thy first fruits green ears of corn, dried by fire, even corn beaten out of full ears. And thou shalt put oil upon it, and lay frankincense thereon. It is a meat offering. And the priest shall burn the memorial of it, part of the beaten corn thereof, and part of the oil thereof, with all the frankincense thereof. It is an offering made by fire unto the Lord. Chapter 3. And if his oblation be a sacrifice of peace offering, if he offer it of the herd, whether it be a male or female, he shall offer it without blemish before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering, and kill it at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron's sons, the priests, shall sprinkle the blood upon the altar round about. And he shall offer the sacrifice of the peace offering, an offering made by fire, unto the Lord, and the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, with the kidneys, it shall he take away. And Aaron's son shall burn it on the altar upon the burnt sacrifice which is upon the wood that is on the fire. It is an offering made by fire of a sweet savour unto the Lord. And if his offering for a sacrifice of peace offering unto the Lord be of the flock, male or female, he shall offer it without blemish. If he offer a lamb for his offering, then shall he offer it before the Lord. And he shall lay his hand upon the head of his offering, and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation. And Aaron's son shall sprinkle the blood thereof round about upon the altar. And he shall offer the sacrifice of the peace offering, an offering made by fire unto the Lord. The fat thereof and the whole rump, it shall he take off hard by the backbone, and the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards. And the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, with the kidneys, it shall he take away. And the priest shall burn it upon the altar. It is the food of the offering made by fire unto the Lord. And if his offering be a goat, then he shall offer it before the Lord, and he shall lay his hand upon the head of it, and kill it before the tabernacle of the congregation. And the sons of Aaron shall sprinkle the blood thereof upon the altar round about. And he shall offer thereof his offering, even an offering made by fire unto the Lord. the fat that covereth the inwards, and all the fat that is upon the inwards, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is upon them, which is by the flanks, and the caul above the liver, with the kidneys, it shall he take away. And the priest shall burn them upon the altar. It is the food of the offering, made by fire for a sweet savour. For all the fat is the Lord's. It shall be a perpetual statute for your generations throughout all your dwellings, that ye eat neither fat nor blood. Okay, so that's Leviticus chapters 1 to 3. We go now to Matthew 24, verses 1 to 28. And Jesus went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple. And Jesus said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you. And ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. And many false prophets shall rise, and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation, spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place, whoso readeth, let him understand. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house, neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake those days shall be shortened. Then if any man shall say unto you, Lo, here is Christ, or there, believe it not. For there shall arise false Christs and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, insomuch that, if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. Behold, I have told you before. Wherefore if they shall say unto you, Behold, he is in the desert, go not forth. Behold, he is in the secret chambers, believe it not. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For wheresoever the carcass is, there will be eagles be gathered together. Right, so that's Matthew chapter 24, verses 1 to 28. So in Leviticus 1 to 3, we see the Lord commanding Moses about the burnt offering, the meat offering, and then the peace offering for those particular chapters, and instructions on how those types of offerings need to be done. Okay, and then of course in chapter 3 we see there that the Lord is forbidding them to eat fat and blood. Okay, but then again, this was in the Old Testament. Jesus Christ, of course, happened in the New Testament. So before his coming, before he was sacrificed in the cross, at the cross. Okay, so before that, the Jews, the Israelites, whenever they sin and whenever they want to make an atonement, what they do is that they offer sacrifices. Okay, and those sacrifices are, of course, living things with blood, usually without blemish. Okay, The without blemish there, when you compare it with Jesus Christ's situation when he was crucified at Calvary, he is technically without blemish because he was sinless. He didn't commit any sin. Okay, so and then of course living person, and then he is able to, because he is without blemish and because he is sinless, he is able to redeem all the sinners that would believe in him as a savior. All right. So basically, that's my belief, and that's the belief of majority of Christians, or those Christians who are reading the Bible. So in a way, there are still some religions who keep to that commandment. Don't eat the blood of animals. But if I'm not sure, okay, I haven't deeply studied these things, but in Leviticus they are actually talking about the sacrifices to be offered. So I think the fat and the blood would pertain only to those animals that they do offer as sacrifices. Although, in a way, fat and blood, I don't know. So what some religions or some teachings say that, because Christ is basically, the last sacrifice after Jesus died on the cross, and his blood was shed for us. So there was no need for us to make sacrifices anymore because he is already that sacrifice. He already redeemed us from our sins, right? So in a way, after that, one of his teachings as well is that, uh, what goeth into the mouth defileth not the man, but what cometh out of his mouth. Okay, something like that. Okay, so some people are saying that it's alright now to eat fat and blood of, certain animals. Anyway, so that's it for Leviticus. In Matthew 24, so here we see Jesus talking about, his second coming, the end of the world, which would happen later on. And then, of course, some people would ask for signs. Some people are trying to discern when this is going to happen. And then, of course, Jesus provided several things that would happen before that occurs. So we have, wars, rumors of wars, and then nation against nation, famines, pestilences, earthquakes, and then, of course, false prophets shall arise, so do not be deceived. And then they would be teaching things that are opposite or contradictory to what Jesus has taught us. So be careful that, you basically what, as a teacher, as an academician, so it's something like when someone tells you something, it's still best to, check what they're saying, ensure that what they're saying is, truthful in a way, or are they trying to deceive you? That's why I've chosen to, read the Bible in whole, not just in part, because some, there are some groups that they use a Bible that have omitted verses, and then there are certain groups that don't preach certain parts of the Bible, those that pertain to certain things that they are doing, which the Bible says should not be done. So there are those cases. Alright, so you should be very careful on if you're going to join a group or if you're going to join a church. Be sure that you're joining the right one and that they're teaching the truth based on the Bible. Alright, so that's it for today. Have a good night and see you again tomorrow. Again, this is day 38 of Bible in 1 year.